Welcome to the Crafty Diamond. I am Debbie. If you are new, welcome. If you are not new, welcome back. Today is my weekly whip and chat where I am going to work on a diamond painting, whip, or work in progress. And I'm also going to be just chatting with you guys, keeping you company. So grab something that you would like to work on, whether it's a diamond painting, you might want to color, cross stitch, whatever that you want to work on is fine by me. Or you can simply treat this as a podcast and just listen while I chat. I am working at the bottom here. I still have a long way to go on this Christmas painting. And the numbers that are on my release paper that came from B's Crafty Corner, those are actually for Advent. I ended up doing an Advent painting. I actually had 3 that I was hoping that I could do. I should have known better. I did finish one. I finished it on the 24th. And if you're interested in seeing the finish on that one and my thoughts on it, be sure to click on that notification bell so that you are notified when I have an upload, which will be my end of month. And that's where I will share my completions and also my 16 some odd whips that I have going on. I'm hoping definitely to get some of those done next year, which I plan on it. That's also going to be covered in an upcoming video too, where I'm going to be going over my plans for 2026. That includes a stash refresh and basically a stash whip detox that I really desperately need to do. I would like to get some of my whips out of the way so I can start some new ones. So definitely join me on that if you would like to. I am making my own rules and I can change my rules. So we'll see how that goes. I also have an upcoming video that is going to be on my goals of 2025. Did I meet them? And also how well that I did. So we'll see about that one. I have finally gotten my Cyber Monday mystery box from Diamond Art Club. It took a little stroll before it finally got here, and I didn't know if you guys would be interested in me doing a video of opening that box or not. Since it's been a while for Cyber Monday, almost everybody else has already gotten their Cyber Monday videos up that did the mystery box, but mine just decided it was just going to stay in Georgia for a while before it made its way to my neck of the woods. And I'm perfectly happy with that. I wasn't in a hurry. I'm just glad that my box wasn't lost because I just knew that something happened to my box and I was excited once it did come in. So all is well with that. Let me know how you guys are doing. I hope everyone survived the holidays without any problems. We had a very nice time. We ended up going over to Madison's on Christmas Day. We went for lunch and we just took everything over there, all the food and everything, so that way they didn't have to get the baby out, and it was just, easier because she has, so many things as a newborn. And so we just decided that, we didn't mind going over there. We did the same thing for Thanksgiving. So it all worked out. And we had a very nice dinner with them. We ended up doing Mexican instead of your average food that most people will go for. We wanted something different. Everybody loves Mexican. Her dad ended up doing Italian for Christmas Eve for them. And so we said, okay, fine, we'll do Mexican. We'd already decided a few weeks ago that, he would do one and then we would do the other. I ended up going and buying some tamales from an actual restaurant. I think I mentioned that before on one of my whip and chats, from a restaurant that is local that only does tamales at Christmas time, and you have to order well in advance. And so we did get them. I was a little disappointed with the tamales, though, to be honest, this year. They were a little dry. And so my husband said that he ended up putting some taco sauce on his, and he said that it was fine, but it was pretty dry without any kind of sauce. And it was good, but it was definitely just flaking off. And we ended up getting chicken, and so I did like that, but again, I think that it could have been a little bit better. I was a little disappointed. Madison did not like the tamales at all. And I didn't think she would because of the texture, and she took one bite, and I think it was all that the poor girl could do to swallow it, and Paige was like, I don't even want to try this. And I said, why don't you try mine? I'll give you a bite. If you like it, great, you can have more, and then if you don't, then that's fine too. Well, of course, after Madison made the big to-do that she did, Paige was like, no, no, thank you. I don't want any. So she didn't even try the tamales, which I thought was kind of funny. But I'm not surprised. But other than that, we had tacos, and we had fixings for tacos. They wanted tacos instead of enchiladas. And then we had some sides. And so that was really nice. We exchanged gifts. They loved their gift. I think more than anything was the actual bottle sterilizer that we had gotten her. She's been wanting this bottle sterilizer from Mom Cozy, and it's like a little mini dishwasher. I had no idea. I went ahead and got it. It was on sale, thank goodness, for Black Friday. So I've had it for a while, and I almost gave it to her a couple of times when we went over there, because she said it would be so much easier if we had one of the bottle washers, but they're so expensive, and Kyle didn't want to spend that much money. And I'm like, I totally get it. And it is kind of expensive when you can do it yourself. You know, I just kept trying to play it down so they wouldn't get it, since I'd already gotten it. And I had no idea. They unboxed it. They just couldn't wait. They unboxed it while we were cooking dinner, and they tried it out. And I mean, you have to hook it up to your sink, the whole bit. And it looks like just a mini dishwasher, but it did really good job. And it was only ran for like 30 minutes, I think. So she was in love with that. And then we got him a couple other things. And then Paige got a new computer. She's had her computer now for almost 7 years, and she's been talking about wanting to get a new computer, and that she would, buy one if we would take her after Christmas. And so I said, well, maybe we'll do that. Let's just wait and see what happens. And so we all decided to get her a computer. So she was real happy with her computer. She's still feeling puny. She has now taken 2 rounds of antibiotics, and I am just not sure what in the world is going on, why she's not getting better. She does have another doctor's appointment on Friday of this week, and that was for a recheck on her thyroid medication to see if it was doing the job, or if we were going to have to go to a specialist. And I'm just going to keep that and just go ahead and have her go and find out what is going on with her, why she's not getting better. Her manager is not happy with her at work, and I think that she has just about decided that she's done. She's not going to stay there. I think part of the reason why she keeps getting sick too is that she is really susceptible to other people's germs, and if they are sneezing and coughing around her, then more than likely she is going to get sick. And I think that's a big part of it. Even though she washes her hands really good, she uses hand sanitizer, she's having to clean up after people. And she wasn't supposed to do that, but now with the new management, it's kind of changed of what she's doing. And so I'm thinking that she's just not happy. She hasn't been happy since her prior manager left. So I've talked to her, and I think that she's about done. I mean, she works 1 day a week, but she can also work as a volunteer at a place that's close by. and I think that's what she wants to do. It's volunteer for rescue animals, and she has been there before, and she really liked it. They had her just, playing with the cats and just talking to them, and also with some of the little puppies. And then she read to some of them, and she loved that. So I'm thinking that's what we're going to do instead of her working and driving as far as we are. It's kind of crazy because it's kind of a waste of money to drive that far, spend that much money on gas. Then I have to go to the library or find somewhere to go so that I can work, because she does work on a Friday. And I am still supposed to be working from home, and I've been working at the library. They don't care as long as I'm working, but it's just easier, and me not to have to drive 45 minutes to get her to work. So we'll see, but she's been there over 2 years, and so I think that's really good. I think it was a really good thing for her to do, but I'm glad it's kind of done. Madison is doing extremely well. She is going to start looking for a job probably the end of January, first part of February. She really doesn't want to start working until the middle to end of February. So we'll see what she ends up doing. She really only wants to work weekends, so I'm hoping that she can find something where she's working weekends. He is now working days, which has been really good. And he does have a drive, but he says it's still better to have the drive than it is to have to work nights. And Kyle's doing very well, just going back and forth to work. Claire Bear, my baby Claire, she had a really good Christmas. I think she got more than anybody, which is how it should be, even though she's only 8 weeks. And she is now smiling. She's making cute little noises. She is really moving around more. She's trying to crawl at 8 weeks. And she still can't hold her head up, by herself very well. And she's always trying to move around and she's really squirmy, and she tries to butt her head against you. So she is going to be on the move sooner rather than later, I'm thinking. But that's been a lot of fun, playing with her and just seeing, what all that she is capable of doing. And she loves her bottles. I mean, she sees a bottle and she gets all mad and gives you a stink eye if you're not giving it to her fast enough. She's also sleeping all night, which she just did it to herself. We didn't do anything to really get her started doing that, but the only downside with that, it's good that she is sleeping all night, because she wasn't sleeping at all at night, but she won't go to bed until around 11:30 and sometimes midnight. And she sleeps until 7:30, sometimes 8:30 in the mornings, and then she wakes up screaming, wanting a bottle. She doesn't want one at all during the night, which that is really good if Madison can just get her down a little bit earlier. Madison starts trying about 8 o'clock, and she fusses and fights, and then at 11 o'clock, she just conks out. So maybe she'll start to go to bed earlier. I'm thinking that once she starts getting active, she's going to be really tired. And I can tell that she's going to get bored very, very easy. She is doing just great. She's gaining weight. She's getting longer. She had an appointment with a cardiologist. Everything is perfect with her. They were doing the cardiologist just for precautionary, because she does have a couple of issues when she was born, and they just want to make sure that it wasn't affecting her heart, any of her major organs, and it's not. So we are very thankful for that. But she is doing very, very well. And then I think that Madison is settling into being a mom. She's not as anxious as she was, which I'm really, really thankful for that. And I think she's enjoying, her time at home while she can, because it's going to go pretty fast where she's going to have to go back to work. That's going to be hard. but she's, you know, she knows that she needs to go. She has trained to be a nurse, and that's what she wants to do. So she will be a new experience with that too, and a new experience with the baby going to daycare. But the hospitals around here has daycare if you work there. So she'll be able to use daycare at the hospital, and she can go on breaks and see the baby, and if anything happens, she is right there. And of course, I am close by, even if I am at work. If I have to leave, I will. I am on vacation until the 6th. So my vacation is going very quickly, but it's been a nice one. I've really enjoyed my time off. It just makes me want to retire even faster, but I'm not close to retirement yet. I wish, but I'm not close, and I don't want to make myself older. But I really do enjoy working. I just wish that I could babysit Claire and wouldn't have to work, but I need to work, and I love working. I love my job, so that is just, at least that's a good thing, but it is nice to be off work and do whatever I want to do. I've been working on my diamond painting, what I'm calling inventory. I always call it my diamond painting stash, but it's like, okay, this is more of an inventory because I've been taking my stash, I have been putting them on a spreadsheet. I just started all over because whenever we moved, and for the past 2 years, going back and forth, deciding what we were going to do, and then we had to move. Well, we didn't have to. We sold our house, and then we had to move. But we've moved twice, and I just have not kept up with all my diamond paintings. And I got rid of a lot of them. I destashed. So I thought now is the time. And I've been working on it off and on for the past 6 months, deciding on what I wanted to do, how I wanted to store them, how I want to set up my spreadsheet. I do have my spreadsheet pretty much the way that I want it. Most of my diamond paintings are on there. I am going back and forth, noodling on some that I've had for a while. Do I want to keep them? Do I want to destash? What is that destash going to look like? And some that I know I'm not going to ever do, that I don't want to really destash, but it's like, okay, if I'm not going to do it, and why am I keeping them? For instance, I have Harry Potter. I think all of the Harry Potters that Diamond Art Club came out with, the poster ones. And I kept saying, someday I'm going to do it, someday. And so I opened one, and of course it's a dark painting. It is so much black. There's not much color to it, and you can see that on the box too. And I'm like, that's just not my style anymore. My style now more is on portraits, which I find that to be very humorous. But whenever I used to color with my mom, she would love to color portraits, and I would usually do animals. And then it got to where I started doing portraits with her, and I guess I'm going back to my roots, portraits. And most of the ones that I have purchased recently are portraits. So I do have some mystical ones. I'm not getting rid of those by any means. I like my dragons. I love my cats. So I'm definitely, keeping all of those. And then I absolutely love some of the other mystical ones that I have. So those I know I'm keeping. But every time I open one, I'm like, I don't know when I'm going to do this. I don't know if I want to do it for the upcoming year. And so that makes me think, maybe you should destash and make room for ones that you really do want to do. So some of the videos that I'm going to do for the new year will be a Stay or Go series that I believe Daphne with Diamond Painting Anonymous, that she kind of started that trend that, does it stay or does it go, and to give her opinion for them, for her listeners to give their opinions. And then she was going to decide And I might do that. Maybe you guys can help me. I'm really undecided about the Harry Potter because I like Harry Potter. I read all of the books. Well, I didn't read the last two, but I like the Harry Potter movies, but I am not like infatuated with Harry Potter. And at one point I was going to do all the Harry Potter posters and have them in my craft room. And now it's like, I don't think I'm going to do that because I don't have a lot of wall space now that we've moved, and I have larger paintings on my wall. I also want to see if my husband can hang my Diamond Art Club Elizabeth by Mandy Manzano. That was my first one that I ever did. It's not huge. Well, it's long, but it's like a poster kind of thing. And that one is in a very, very heavy frame. I spent a fortune on that frame. I just shudder when I think how much I spent on it. But the frame is beautiful. The painting is beautiful. I would love that to be my craft room, but that's going to take up a whole section of my wall right in front of my table. So that means I'm going to have less room to put other diamond paintings on. And the question is, do I want to have what little space that I have on my walls devoted to Harry Potter? And that question honestly is, I don't think I do. Unfortunately, I don't think I do. I did purchase something that I'm really excited about. I got it for Christmas, and it is going to be for my diamond paintings, for my completions, and my husband has put it together for me. I have not put my diamond paintings on it yet. Gotta figure out how to do it. But then once I get that done, then I'm going to show you guys. And yeah, I could use that for my storage for the Harry Potter ones, but it's still going to be just hanging on that frame. So I don't know. I'm undecided. So let me know what you guys think about the Harry Potter ones. And they're still on Diamond Art Club's website, so they're still popular. At least I'm assuming, or they wouldn't be on the website. And I do like them. I'm just not sure how much I like them. And I have over 200 diamond paintings, and I'm not done with doing my final inventory on them. I still have some that I need to add to my spreadsheet. And then I also have some that I need to figure out where I'm going to put them. I am putting them on a shelving system in our garage, and I'm also labeling the shelving system and putting them where I can best find them. I'm putting a number on the shelf. I'm really getting into this, and I am going to have that on my spreadsheet so I can look and say, oh, this painting is on so-and-so in so-and-so area, and I can go right to it, and that way I can look to see, I know where my paintings are, and I don't have to worry about, did I purchase something twice, because it will be right there. And then I'm also working on my sticker sheets. I did have them in a small binder for years. That's how I started that when I first started Diamond Art Club. And I'm going to start doing all of mine that way. Whether I unbox them or not, I'm going to at least pull out the sticker sheet so I can flip through and I can see exactly what I have. I'm really wanting to refresh my stash in 2026. I'm in a good mindset to do that, between refreshing my old stash, old diamond paintings out of my stash, which I'm going to do most of those. I'm really excited about that too. I didn't realize how many that I had from 2021. I thought most of those were already done. No, they're not. They are not. So that's something I'm really going to devote my time in 2026 I need to finalize my goals. I keep going back and forth, noodling on that one of what exactly I want to do. I'm definitely going to set goals. I do better when I do have goals. Not that I'm going to meet them necessarily, because I really didn't do as good of a job with that in 2025. I do have some really good excuses for it, and it's just goals. It's no big deal. So let me know how you plan on going into 2026 with your diamond paintings, if there are certain ones you want to do. There are some diamond painters that already know what they're going to do for each month. And then if they finish the diamond painting that they are hoping to get done for that month, then they know what they're going to do as a second painting. And I can't do that. I mean, I change my mind too much. I'm just too indecisive on what I want to do next. I am going to work on what's on in my whips first and get that down to a manageable level. I don't know exactly what a manageable level is yet. I was thinking perhaps 10. I do want to have some whips going. There's no doubt about that, because I do not want to work on just one painting at a time. I just don't. I'm not wired that way. And I know that I'm not. But I do not need to have 16 plus. And if I don't start working on them, I'm going to have more than that if I'm not careful. And I'm starting to get a little anxious about having so many. I'm thinking maybe 5 might be good. And I can do okay with 10. But to have over 10, I've already decided that is too much for me. So that is when I need to just pull back some and say it's time to start working on those whips, get those knocked out, and then I can start working on an older diamond painting. I would like to start on an older painting and a newer painting each month, but that's not until I can get my stash, my whips down. Now, some of the whips that I have are older paintings, so that will definitely be a good thing to get those out of my whips and just to say that I'm done with them. Let's see, what else is going on around here? We're just getting ready for New Year's. We're honestly not doing anything. Paige, with her still being sick, and we never do anything anyway. We're just going to stay home and probably have some appetizers for dinner, which is whatever that Paige and my husband want. And then we're going to stay up till midnight. We always do. And we will be just watching movies. We will watch the ball drop. And we usually have Georgia on, and we usually have the Dick Clark ball dropping on, but that has changed for this year. So I don't think we're going to be watching that one. But then Paige will come in to the den with us, and then we just tell each other Happy New Year, and we go to bed. There's going to be a lot of fireworks. I'm already getting prepared for that. Paige is fine with the noise. The cat's fine. Abby, Molly, not so much. I do have some medication for her that I have tried. It's new medication. The last stuff that they gave her did not work at all. It made her worse. This seems to be doing really well, because on Christmas Eve, they started shooting off fireworks. Christmas Eve at 5 o'clock in the evening. And so I went ahead and gave it to her, and she was fine the rest of the night. And they were doing it from starting at 5 o'clock up until 10:30, 11 o'clock. I feel pretty good about that. I'm going to give it to her fairly early. That way she will be calm, and it'll make her sleepy. So she'll sleep through all of that, because she just gets so upset. She's shaking so bad that it's kind of scary sometimes. My husband has to work on the 2nd, January 2nd. So another reason why we definitely won't do anything on the 1st or New Year's Eve because he'll have to work. He is working close to home that day, so he doesn't have to drive very far, which is good, but he'll still have to work. I don't know if Kyle has to work or not. I'm not sure. They may come over to our house for New Year's Day for dinner. I'm not sure yet. They're kind of going back and forth with it. And I told them, you need to let me know because I'm going to the store and I'll buy, depending on if they're coming over or not, what I plan on doing for dinner. And I am not going back. Last week, I went to the store on Monday. I didn't think it would be bad at all because it was still, it was a few days before Christmas. I went to pick up groceries. I just did a grocery run pickup. I got there. I had to wait 45 minutes before they brought my groceries out. And they were packed. It's never like this where I go. Usually you can get in and out of there pretty quickly. But it was packed. It was so bad that they had cars parked on the side where normally that they have landscaping things there in the spring, and they had cars parked on the side, and as soon as somebody pulled out of the pickup line or pickup space, somebody else would jump right in it. So I'm glad that I had my pickup time when I did, and now I have to fight all of that because that was awful waiting that long. I could have just gone in and gotten groceries at that point, but even the store was completely packed when I was looking around, and then traffic was a beast. I'm hoping it will not be that bad today because I'm having to run and pick it up. It is Monday afternoon for me. Paige and I had our optometrist exam today. She had to get new lenses. She wanted to keep the same frame. She likes her frames of her glasses. So we just had to get lens. That took a little bit of time to go through and get the testing and everything done. They did have to change just her lenses, but it wasn't strong at all. They just wanted to do it just to help with more so reading. She's on the computer a lot, so they just changed it because of that. And mine they didn't change, but they did change my contacts. I told her the ones that I'd gotten last year I really didn't like, and I wanted to see if she had something else. I like they're multifocals, but they're dailies, and I really like the dailies a lot better than the ones you change out. My eyes just get too dry with those. If I can wear a new pair of contacts every day, my eyes do better. Those do cost more, but they just feel better. I'll wear them more. So I did order a 6-month. I ordered 6 months worth of my contacts. She gave me some free and told me to put them on in the office and to wear them for a little bit, tell her if I liked them or not. I really do. I can see a lot better. They're not, the other ones just felt really heavy in my eyes, and these don't. And I've been wearing contacts for a while, but I don't know. I like the ones that I had before I had a change last year, but they quit making those. I always find some that I like, and then they quit making them. So this pair, she said that her husband absolutely loves these, and she said he is the worst patient ever when it comes to his eyes. And so I thought, well, okay, I'll try these. And so far, I've only had them on for a couple of hours, but so far so good. We ended up stopping by Krispy Kreme. Paige loves Krispy Kreme. We don't have one near us, but there was one near the optometrist, and so I stopped, got her some donuts, so she was happy about that. And I'll have to say they were good. I did have one. So that's really all that we're doing for the week. So today is almost over. And then after today, I really don't have any place as of right now that I have to be until Friday when she has her recheck of her thyroid. And then to find out why medication is just not doing anything for her. And she doesn't need any more antibiotics, so I don't know what they're going to do. So I think I will be diamond painting quite a bit this week. That's the plan, and continue to try to get organized for next year. I think if I were more organized, I might have gotten more done. But I don't know if that's the case or not, but I think it may help. And I also want to get my craft room cleaned up. When I did my premiere for Christmas Eve, and if you have not seen that one, then I'll put that at the top of the eye and underneath the description as well. Of course, it's not live now, but you can watch the replay. And a couple people that were on there said how nice and clean that my craft room looked. And I said, that is what you can see, but all behind me is pretty messy. So I definitely want to get that done just so I have a better peace of mind too. I hate coming down to my craft room and then it's an absolute mess. I keep going through stuff and I keep making piles. And then of course, when Abby comes in here, she likes to get in my piles and then it spreads out around my room, makes it a little on the messy side. Madison and Kyle don't come over. I may just have my sweats on, in a sweatshirt, and just hang out all day in my craft room. Need to enjoy what I can before I have to start back to work, because once I start back, I don't get a full break until next Christmas with my part-time job. And then the full-time job, I'm always checking emails and doing things, even when we're between breaks. I don't get a full week vacation. I very seldom can take a full week off. And if I do, it doesn't matter because I still have my part-time job. So I'm always having to work. So I have really enjoyed just being at home and being with the family and relaxing, especially now that Madison and Kyle are back home. Paige is enjoying playing games with them. That's been a lot of fun. She likes that her sister's home, and then with the baby. Got a little bit done today, not a lot. I don't know how I'm going to do this one since it is Christmas. If I'm going to just continue working on it in January off and on and see if I can get it done. I am about halfway finished with this, so I still have a long way to go. It does go fast now that I've gotten the left-hand part of the Christmas tree done, but I'm working up the second row here, and that is going to be another part that's going to be part of the Christmas tree, and it was pretty confetti heavy. The cat so far has not been that bad, but the Christmas tree took me forever. And it's kind of where I stopped because I just could not keep up, and I just said, forget it, I can't keep up. I also need to work on my mystery canvas that I was doing with Mystery Mania. That one, I'm going to start a new canvas on January the 1st. So if I don't finish that one, then I'm just going to do that one on the side. And that one really isn't a mystery anymore. You can see everything that's on it. I would love to get that one finished, but I have 7 more sections, and I can't do that one very long. I can do 1 or 2 sections, and then I get tired of it because it's just the color palette. It doesn't change. It is pretty much the same throughout the entire canvas. And I have come to realize that is not something that I'm really crazy about doing. I got these on the wrong color. That I'm not really crazy about doing the same color palette. So that's something else I found out about myself, which is kind of cool. That at least I'm learning and my taste has greatly changed over the past 4 years I've had my channel, and I've been diamond painting longer than that. And it's just funny how my taste has changed. I wouldn't think that it would, but it certainly has, especially when it comes to color and the different diamond painting companies. And I wasn't like that when I first started, but I guess I just know more now, and I know what I like. Okay, I think I'm going to stop right here. That's about one section, and then I can finish the other section later on today if I want to. I hope that everyone has a wonderful day. Drop me a note in the comments. I would love to hear from you. And if you have not subscribed, I would love to have you. Just click on that subscribe button. Also, if you like this video, if you could click on the like button, I would appreciate that as well. And until next time, happy diamond painting. Bye.